Hi everybody, thanks for joining me. This is your tarot reading for Thursday the 25th of May, and I'm using another new deck that I got recently secondhand here in Glastonbury. So thanks to all my Patreon supporters. And this is the Classic Tarot, which is, I think, a little bit misleading in its title because no one really knows the exact origins of the tarot. Some people say it was a card game in Italy, but other people are saying it was already there during the ancient Egyptian times. So I think the classic tarot is somewhat misleading because we don't know what the actual classic or what the first kind of card or deck would have looked like. But what it says here on the cover page is that this is Milan in 1835. So this is the way the tarot would have looked in 1835. So it's kind of like a history lesson here, this deck. So you can see the cards, how they look and how they've been updated over time. And I think they've just simplified it and made it more accessible over time because these are going to be quite hard to read. So like if you're a beginner, you wouldn't really, the Seven of Wands, you don't really have an image there to associate with. And I think that the best thing about the tarot is the symbolism and that you can read the symbols so clearly. And this is very, I guess it's a different way of doing it. It's less visual. So let me just shuffle the cards here, and then I'm going to choose 3 cards to give you an insight into the day and what you'll be working with here on Thursday the 25th. And I like the back as well. It's like a female Narcissus almost. Okay, so let's have a look at Thursday. Okay, so first of all we have the Knight of Cups, which in this deck is also known as a friend, which I haven't come across before. Then we have Il Matto. What's Il Matto? This is the Fool, obviously. Looks to me with the dog and thing, but again, I wouldn't be able to, I don't know what Il Matto means. It's Italian, I suppose, Milan. So that's the Fool. And then we have the Nine of Wands in reverse. Okay, great, okay. So this is great for me because this is like a challenge, okay? I've been reading the tarot for 20 years, like since I was 12. So this is a challenge for me. So we've got the Prince of Cups, the Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Cups is extreme in many ways. He doesn't have a grasp on his emotions. Okay, he's reckless. If he feels something, he immediately gallops off to get that thing that he wants. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Look at the poor horse. Look at the crazed look in that horse's eyes. That horse has been driven all over the place for some sort of holy grail that this guy's looking for. So he's looking for the thing that is going to complete him. So there's a sense of, I am lacking. There's something about me that's not good enough. So you start the day immediately on the wrong footing by saying something about me is lacking. So start the day by saying, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, I'm perfect the way I am. I was created this way for a reason. There's nothing missing within me. Because if you start the day with lack, then you will kind of take the road of the Fool and you will look to fill that hole, that inner emotional hole, by taking actions which you haven't thought out properly, which just are spontaneous, random, and you could be led astray today. So if you have a lot of plans or a really tight schedule, the feelings coming in may derail you into doing something completely other. So maybe you were supposed to build your website today, but then a friend calls crying and you get derailed and you have to go over to his house and help him out, okay? So feelings, very tricky on this day. Make sure that that sense of lack is gone. If you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, there's something wrong with me, then address that before you even start the day because it will have a big influence on the kind of circumstances that occur during the day. The Nine of Wands is usually in the regular tarot, we've got this poor boy with a bandaged head, and he's got these 9 wands behind him, and he's experienced the worst, okay? He's over it. It's behind him. He's gone through it. It's in reverse. So what I'm seeing here is if you let your emotions trick you into doing something foolish, you can really, really get yourself into a muddle, into a bind that you're then going to have to work a lot to undo. So a real mess up could be, is in the cards today via your emotions. Okay, we're all spiritual beings, we're emotional beings, we're human beings, we're physical beings. You know, we're complex creatures. Okay, and the emotional side of things, the way I think it works, it's the thought first, and then the emotion follows. I hate myself, and I think I'm no good. The emotion that will follow is depression, and I feel low and lack of energy. I love myself. I am perfect the way I am. Immediately lifts you higher and changes your vibration. And it's important that before you leave the house, you lift your vibration so that you avoid all of this today. Okay, so it's a warning basically. So we've got 0 and 9. And 1 is 10. 10 reduces to 1 in numerology, and 1 is about taking charge of the situation, being independent, standing on your own 2 feet. And no one is going to be able to fix this for you. You have to fix it for yourself. So you have to be independent. And if you're leaving the door grumbling already, then be a bit late, go back inside, sit down, close your eyes for 5 minutes, meditate, connect with something greater, so that you have that feeling that there is nothing wrong with me. That's what's kind of bothering me here, that there's this horrible sense of lack, that I need to fill something inside of me that's wrong, that's missing, that's broken. And our culture tells us all, you know, if you go to Instagram and you're looking through these things, it's really difficult, I think, especially for younger people, not to be influenced by the way other people's lives look. You know, and then they compare themselves to that and they feel like, my life is so dull in comparison. And that's the kind of void I'm talking about, that feeling of I need to fill my life with things so that it's exciting and that I matter and that it's worthwhile. It's desperation, it's fear. And that is the ego. It's all ego. Okay, so sort that out before you leave the house, and you can have a really fabulous day without any negative repercussions. You don't get yourself involved in silly enterprises or things that don't go anywhere, and you master your emotions. That's the big key word today. Master your feelings and get rid of that void, because that void will attract negative things to you. So I hope you have a wonderful day. You can have a wonderful day on this day. All you need to do is just take a second to just tune in and say, how do I feel within myself? So it's a very simple process. Take the time to do that, and you can really have a great day where you are very productive if you don't, you know, dig around your feelings all day. So I hope you have a wonderful day. If you would like a private reading with me, then please get in touch with me via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to order your reading with me. We can look at what's coming up for you in finances, career, love life, for the rest of 2017, anything at all you're interested in. Please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel. We're crawling our way up to 60,000, and I'm so excited because that is really beyond my wildest dreams. 36,000 was beyond my wildest dreams. 60,000 is like, my mind is blown. It's just the best. So I will speak to you tomorrow. I hope you have a fabulous day, and I'll see you tomorrow.